have another cold weather story.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
These are all Scooter Mouse stories, you know. Scooter Mouse is our friend that lives here at the library, and he loves the children, and he loves the library, and he loves Miss Laura because she's pretty. And so he has all these old stories and things, and he loves to be a part of Story Hour, you know. And he's always trying to give us, how he leaves them in your room and where you have your schedule for the day. And I know you go in there and there's one of his stories lately, and you think, oh my, we have to tell his story. But anyway, you can look at them and tell they certainly are not professional and clever looking like your lovely books up there. But a mouse, he's trying his best.
Yeah, he is trying his best.
And sometimes he uses the copy machine, gets a little picture just so everybody can see it.
Right.
He knows that he couldn't hold up the book, and this way he makes it. And then he glues it. I think he must get glue all over his box. However,
he does.
Sometimes you see wiggles, squiggles, and I think he probably got it on his tail.
Probably so.
Probably has to go get his tail wiped off to get the glue off there. But this is a funny story about a little boy and a mitten. Now, we need to talk about mittens. There's a difference between gloves and mittens.
It is a difference.
That's true. A mitten, now what is a mitten? A mitten is just what?
A mitten is just the thumb, and then the rest of your hand fits in there.
Inside there.
There's no fingers to it. It's just the thumb and the hand.
Mittens, you can put them on real fast.
Right, and they are warm.
Yeah, they are warm. And I think for kids, mittens are best because it's a lot of problem to put fingers, put your fingers in the gloves. But I mean, gloves are great. But and now they have all kinds of new gloves. Kids, I saw some gloves the other day, and they were just a hand glove, and they didn't have any fingers on there, so people could do their machines.
Right.
So that's a new kind, that. But anyway, this is about a mitten, and I think it has been knitted, and so it'll stretch. You knit and crochet mittens, so it'll stretch. Isn't that pretty?
It is pretty.
I think I'm not for sure, but this little boy here, see, he's been out in the woods gathering wood for his grandmother, and I think that's his mitten. Excuse me, I got to call. There we go. I think that his grandmother probably knitted those mittens for him. And see, he lost one of them. Now see, I don't know where the other one must be in his pocket, but I guess he pulled them off to pick that wood up.
Oh, I bet he did.
And see there, he's going off. He's in a hurry to get home because it's cold. Look at all those trees out there.
I see those trees.
I know. This one down there, that little tree. Okay, well look, I tell you what, lay it down and we'll do Where is Thumbkin, since we're talking about gloves and things, okay? Do you have your thumbkin?
I have my thumbkin.
Okay, let's see. Uh-oh, we're not going to do that.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Now he wants to
Here we go.
interrupt.
I know. Well, wait a minute.
He wants to.
Let's wake him
when
up.
he wants to.
Everybody say, wake up, Henry.
Wake up, Henry.
Here we go. Let's see now. Now he's awake.
Okay.
I thought he was going to sleep all
I
day.
know.
Now where is your thumbkin? Where is your thumbkin? Here I am. Here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Come on out and play, but don't let some little kid suck on you today. He's still not doing like I want him to.
No, he's not.
Oh, I wish you would do good. Let's see what we can punch on him and make him do. No,
That's not it.
no. Let's see what else we could punch on him. Let me see. Let's punch this and see. No, it couldn't be that.
Oh, I don't think it's that.
No, I don't think it
It's
is.
not that one either.
I don't think it is. Well, we look and just see what else we could do.
We just have to do it really, really fast.
That's too fast. Wait a minute. Let's shoot it back. Stop that.
Well, he probably needs a whop on his
I
backside.
know. Wait, I'm gonna try him on this one. Let's see. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go. Let's see. That's rock and roll, wasn't it? Oh, well, that's quit, wasn't it? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Nope, that's not gonna
That's
do.
not it.
Let's see. I don't think he wants to work for us
I
tonight.
don't either.
Woo! I think we got it now. Nope. I think we're just gonna put you down. You can't come anymore. Nah. If you do right tomorrow, we'll let you do it. You ready? Where is Pumpkin? Where is Pumpkin?
Here I am, here I am.
Well, how are you today, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Well, come on out and play, but don't let some little kid suck on you today. Little kids love their dog.
They do.
Where is your pointer? Have you got a pointer? Here I am. Here I am. Well, how are you guys today?
Very well, thank you.
Well, come on out and play and find somebody that you like and point at them today. Now, where's your baby Pinky? Where's your baby Pinky? Here I am, Billy baby.
Here I am.
Well, how are you today, sirs?
I'm doing good.
Well, come on out and play, but don't get mashed in a door today. Where are all your fingers? Where are all your fingers? Here we are. Here we are. Well, how are you guys today? Very well, we thank you. Come on out and play and throw everybody a great big kiss today. All right, ready for our story? You
Ready for the story.
Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and wiggle your shoulders and wiggle your nose. Now no more wiggles are left, you see, and you can sit still and listen to Miss Laura and me. Once upon a time, a little boy's grandmother told him, go out in the woods and take your sled and see if you can find some wood for us to, because I want to build a fire in the oven tonight, stove, and make some biscuits. So the little boy went out into the woods, and there was lots of little bits of dead wood everywhere, and he loaded it all up. Well, now he was wearing his mittens that his grandmother had made for him. But he kind of got warmed up hot. You know how when you're out raking leaves, it's cold, or you're out doing some work, running and playing, you get hot. You start pulling off your jacket and everything. Now, he kept his stuff on because he knew his grandmother would get him good if he came home without a coat and a hat. But he did pull his mittens off, and he dropped one of them right there. See, now he's not even knowing it. He's going on back to his grandma's. Okay. Now then, let's see what happened next. Now, it turned out to be a great blessing to the little critters that lived in the forest because it was freezing cold, and many of them needed somewhere to sleep for the next few nights. Now, little Mouse came along, and she had been looking for somewhere to sleep. And when she saw that mitten, she said, oh, that is perfect. Oh, that is just the answer to a dream of mine. And she crawled right inside, and it felt wonderful. Now, she was just really settled down real good, and it was getting a little bit darker. And she heard something, ribbit, ribbit. And she looked outside, and there was a frog. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I bet the snow is really cold to a mouse's little paws, but I would hate to be a frog. At least mice have got fur on them, but a frog hadn't got nothing but frog skin on him, and you talking about cold, I bet he was about to freeze.
I bet he was.
He was doing like that, and he didn't even have to ask her anything. She just said, come on in, there's plenty of room. I could not rest a minute knowing you were out there freezing to death, and he crawled in. Oh, he was so glad to get inside there. Mercy knows it was so cold outside. Now, this is kind of scary, see, because you have to watch out for owls because they really do like things like ice and frogs and things like that. But I suppose that mouse, that owl, see, he's got a hat on and his scarf on, and he's probably freezing. I would hate to think I had to spend the night in a cold tree in a cold night like that with snow everywhere and the wind blowing everywhere. So he came down and he asked most respectfully. He told me, he said, now I know that we owls don't have a very good reputation as far as you frogs and mice are concerned, but I want to tell you the truth. If you let me come in and spend the night with y'all, I promise you, across my heart, raise my right hand, well, what if they have their wing, my right wing, I won't touch you. I'm so cold out here. And just put on a little bit like he's getting a sore throat or something. So, against their better judgment, but still because they were so kind and sweet, the frog said, let him in. And the mouse said, you be the mouse and say, okay.
Okay.
Okay, good, okay. Now then, you play the part of the mouse. You got a good little mouse voice, okay? Okay. All right, now there's 3 of them in there, and that owl was in there. But he promised, he crossed his heart, raised his right wing, he wasn't gonna bother me. He didn't, he was so glad to get inside. Now things are getting bigger, and it's stretched a little bit, and see that little bit? It's a good thing that it's knitted so that it'll stretch a little bit. But here came a rabbit hopping along. Now rabbits have a lot of fur, and they live in burrows down in the ground. I don't know why this rabbit didn't go down in a little hole in the ground, but for some reason or other, he had his eye on that mitten.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up there and he asked me, he said, look, would y'all let me in? You got plenty of room. And so the little mouse, she's kind of the one that's in charge of that because she found it first. And the little mouse said,
Oh, but it's really getting small in here.
and he said, oh, please, see, they're all trying to get her sympathy. And he said,
Oh,
please let me in.
I
She said,
guess.
okay, well, you're a very nice little mouse. Okay, now let's see. Oh, that's upside down. Okay, now let's see.
Uh-oh.
You know what that is? That's a fox. Isn't
It's
it?
a fox.
Yeah. And foxes aren't bad to eat all this. They're mostly bad to be sneaky, kind of tricky.
That's right.
You know, like they say, like clever like a fox. Smart like a fox. So here came a fox. She got on a nice looking skirt, didn't she?
She
It's a
does.
strawberry skirt.
I like that skirt.
And she's all bundled up. But I guess it's just cold outside, and they've all seen that. They all want to get in and get together. And so she asked them, she asked the mouse, would she mind let her in? And the mouse said, get it over now. I mean, I think good before I let her in.
Oh, but it's getting so tight in here. We've already got several in here, and you're kind of sneaky anyway.
Well, I promise you, I won't sneak around. If you let me in, I'll get back toward the back of it, and I'll stretch out like that, and kind of stretch it, make a little more room if you let me in.
But I don't know if I can trust you.
But honestly, you won't. Listen, I'm so appreciative. I will be so nice to you. Please let me in, please. Please. Everybody say pretty please. 1, 2, 3. Pretty please. Say with ice cream on it. With ice cream on it, and say with a cherry on top. And a cherry on top, please.
Oh, I guess, but no silly willy going on.
Okay. We'll be just as still as everything. Okay. Uh-oh, now I would think, listen, you're in charge of this thing. If I were you, I'd think twice about that's a wolf. I think good.
Everybody, what do you think about the wolf?
What do y'all think?
I don't think so.
Well, I feel sorry. Sometimes I think wolves are misjudged.
Oh, but he looks mean.
Well, he does. He's got terrible looking teeth. And
Hold up, Mr. Wolf. What did you have for supper last? Was it a hen? Like a big fat hen?
oh no. I just had some berries. That's all I could find.
So you're hungry?
Well, not real hungry. The berries did it for me. I'm not hungry.
I guess, but no silly willy going on.
Okay, y'all say, please, mouse, let her eat. Y'all say that. You're not saying it. Say it now. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh. It's a hog.
Bear? Hog? It is a hog.
Yeah, big old hog.
Oh no, there's not enough
I
room.
know hogs are problems too.
What are we gonna do?
No. Look now here. Look, this little don't split out back here. There's that frog looking out the back of that little hole back
I
there.
bet he's telling Mouse, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. Wop, wop.
I know it.
Oh.
Well, why don't you take a vote and see if the owl and the fox and the wolf and let's see what, and the rabbit
But it is cold outside.
and the frog says, "Let them in. It's so cold. Let them in, please. Let them in."
Okay, everybody
It's easy for you
scoot
to say.
over.
You're back there by the back window where you can get out if he goes to eat you.
Scoot over. Uh-oh.
Look at that. I don't see how that's a bear.
Oh,
Good gracious, he is a whopper.
no. How are you gonna get in here?
I'll stretch it. I reckon he would.
I guess he would.
And you know he looks pleasant, doesn't he? Oh,
He does.
Please let me in. I'm about to freeze and I'm lonesome, please.
You know, I guess I will, because if the wolf and the fox acts silly willy, you can take care of
There
them.
you go. He could. Well,
'Cause he's
if we have
bigger.
any trouble, will you help us? Oh, yes, ma'am, I will. I am dependable. Look at, good gracious me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, his big old behind side is huge. It'll
He's
stretch
trying
out.
to get in.
I know it. Y'all help him. Do
Oh.
it again. Oh, Daniel, make him stretch good. We got him. Good.
Look, he got in there.
I know it.
Ooh, it's nice
Look,
and warm and cozy
come out
now.
the bum up here. See, it's busted. There's the fox's tail sticking out.
Oh, you're on my toe.
Now, y'all, lay down
Move
and
over.
get quiet in there.
Stop, you're touching me.
Get quiet. Now they got quiet. Okay. I hope nobody else. Look, somebody's shoes are out there. Whose is that?
I don't
I
know.
can't tell either. They having a hard time.
A cricket? A grasshopper.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a little grasshopper. See them big old long
I
legs?
see those long legs.
Now this is where the trouble starts. Get ready, everybody. When I give you the signal, I want everybody to go blam as loud as you can. Okay? Make your mother's pots and pans around, pans and pots around in the kitchen. Okay, how's everybody get ready? She can't say. Can you say it a little? I don't think I can make a grasshopper my voice. Can you? You make higher voices better than me. Can you do?
Please, can I come in?
And now, against her better judgment, the mouse said, sure, because she was so tiny. She
Might
wasn't
as
any bigger
well.
than a thumb. And she said, you might as well come on in. We'll let her look out, everybody.
Because you are tiny and you won't take up much room.
Not a room. We won't even know you're in there.
That's
Get
right.
ready, everybody. Okay. So in came the grasshopper. And when that happened, open the picture. 1, 2, 3, everybody. Kablam! Woo!
Oh.
The thing exploded. And
It
foxes,
was
animals, it went everywhere. Look at them. I
My
wish you would look.
goodness.
And they all had to go find somewhere else to live.
Oh, and
That
it
was terrible.
was a perfect place.
Everybody said, oh.
Oh.
Now, we're going to have the rest of the story. Get ready here now. This is the rest of the story. What's this little boy? Can we name him? Let's name him Andrew, okay?
Okay.
When Andrew got home, he got, he felt down in his pocket and he pulled one of his mittens out, and he felt in the other pocket the mitten one night. Now this is about the third pair of mittens that his grandmother had made him, knitted him, and he went inside and he was standing there looking. She said, Andrew, where's your other mitten, honey? He said, I pulled them off when I was stacking that wood on my sled. I must have left it right down there by that little tree. She said, that is about the third pair of mittens I have knitted for you. And you're going to have to be more responsible than that. You're going to have to start keeping up with things like this, I mean, you're getting to be a big boy. And she started giving him a sermon, preaching under his face. She said, go back down there where you found all the wood and where you think you might have lost. Think about when you pull your mittens off and put them in your pocket, and go back down there and look. He's probably laying right down there. Nobody's been in the woods. Little did she know the animals had been in there. So he went back down there, and his little heart was just beating, because he loved his grandmother. He didn't want her to be aggravated with him or mad with him. And so he got down there and he looked over, and sure enough, hallelujah, red shows up good on white snow. There he saw his mitten was down there. And then he got down there and he looked and he realized that it was a piece of his mitten. Like it was just maybe the thumb off of his mitten. And then he looked all around and see, he didn't realize he did. Look at that, there, the mouse. She got her a piece of it.
She got a piece of it.
That looks more like it, the thumb of it made her a hat. Look at that.
Right.
But I don't see anybody else. Everybody else had to go find them somewhere else. And there was just a little piece of that other mitten. So he took it and he went to his grandma and he said, Mama, I don't know what happened to my mitten, but when I got down there, this little piece was hanging on that bush, and that was all that was left. The others probably took something. The other others
Probably
took
so.
pieces of it.
Probably.
That
And
yellow
made
fur
some
on
nests.
there, yeah.
Mhm.
I just bet you anything that fox took that fur,
I
put it around her
bet.
neck to match her tail.
Mhm.
You have to watch foxes, they sneaky. Well, anyway, his grandmother loved him dearly, and she understood about little boys. So in a few days, when he came back in from school one day, look what she had for him, a pair of brand new mittens, and these had reindeer on them. And she came in and she hugged him and she said, now listen, Andrew, you see if you could keep up with these mittens, because I spent a lot of time, and that's a new pattern on that, and it took me a long time to do it, okay now? And he said, okay, Grandma, and he hugged her and he told her thank you so much, and he said, I don't know what happened to that other mitten, but it was just little pieces of it everywhere, but we know what happened, though, let's all know. I had a good story. I thought that was a really good story, didn't you?
That was a good
It was
story.
a good story. All right, we have to go. Bye, 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 bye. We're glad you came today. Bye, 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 bye. We're glad you came to play. And watch out for your pinky. Don't get him slammed in